What's up? So this is my second video, and if you watch my first one, you understand kind of what I'm getting at. But anyway, so check this out. Here's for me, here's an example of information that I'm not gonna trust, and it's no disrespect because I'm a respectful person. That's why I'm addressing this. I'm taking the time to address this with my attention and with my energy, and not just a text, a, a response formatted in text, which anybody can do on the fly and not even be thinking when they do it. This takes more effort. So here's what I'm saying. This morning when I got online, as I'm working from home, because that's a whole nother story. But anyway, it says Business Insider, some writer or journalist, which I am not, but I am a citizen of the United States. So what I'm saying is, Business Insider, former Reddit CEO, says if Elon Musk takes over Twitter, he's, quote, in for a world of pain, end quote, and will be, quote, forced to censor things, end quote, due to the difficulty of enforcing free speech. Written by Hannah, whatever. There's no video of the reporter taking responsibility for what they're writing. This didn't used to have to be necessary, don't get me wrong. I would have never advocated for the writer of an article to be present in video format, explaining and maybe even reading it to give the tone that they're trying to establish. Because when you're talking about something like this, which they are just willy nilly posting on Yahoo, which I understand that Yahoo that Yahoo might be a Sony PlayStation 1 in in a room that was formatted with a very primitive AI, and it uploads these articles, because I understand that some of them are ridiculous, and I know that Yahoo is ridiculous, but but I do check it. It's just out of habit. I don't check it for look, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but it's the way that it is. But so I'm gonna read the article. I am. Here we go. Okay, so obviously the lighting was bad, and I'm getting used to this visual format. But hi, cyberspace. Hi, American here, Texan here. I represent the country too, and this is what I'm trying to encourage everybody to do. If you come across this video and you want to, I'm disabling the comments because I want people, not my people, just people. I'm nobody. I'm just a man with an idea. I'm an American, and I don't feel represented. So here we are, and I also, this article really caught my attention, so I'm gonna read it, and then uh, I'm gonna say what I think. I'm not a journalist. I'm not an influencer. I'm not a man with a lot of resources. I turned this room that you see behind me. I turned this into like a little makeshift office because reasons. I still have a job. I'm working. I'm on my lunch break. Okay, so what I'm saying is that we will find the time to do this, people, citizens. And so here we go. I'm gonna read it. Here's the article. Okay, so it says former Reddit CEO Yashan Wang said Elon Musk is, quote, in for a world of pain, end quote, if he buys Twitter. And then the next bullet point, this is to start the article. This is at the top. I guess I could show you. So what I'm reading is the bullet points to start the article. This could have been an AI that wrote this. I don't know. Because I've seen some weird shit on Yahoo, okay? I have seen some weird fucking articles. And, I like Elon Musk. So I'm on Team Musk. I'm glad that he's in Texas, and I hope that Giga works out, and I hope that everything is going great, because all people are one people. At all time is one time, and I think that we're being contacted by the future of humanity, and they provided blockchain. And I also think, oh wait, hold on. part of my motif is that if you're gonna say something, uh, you gotta say it the same way that you would in real life. And what I was just like blabbing on about is that I do think that all time is one time. I think that we're living in a 4D space now, and I think that cyberspace. This is where I'm gonna have to. This is where I hope that I get replies by video, because I'm not. Text is not the answer. Text is not the answer. It's gonna take human to human interaction. Cyberspace has become, wasn't always, but has become a connection to the 4D spectrum. It's not outer space. Shout out to all the astrophysicists. Shout out to y'all. It's not out there. It's in it's clear to me, but it's not okay, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm new, but I'm being real. My presence online is meant to be authentic. Like I said, look, I'm just an average ass person, but I see the need to exist online. That's why I'm doing this. So anyway, I'll finish doing what I was doing, because I interrupt myself a lot. I'm not trained. I'm not well trained. I'll admit it. Okay, so here's the point. My intelligence is what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of intellectuals that are now like myself. I'm not calling myself an intellectual, but I certainly am not a influencer. I'm certainly not an entertainer. I'm certainly not in the realm of business. I am just a man that is an American citizen that wants to put his opinion out into cyberspace because it needs it. Okay, here we go. So it says in a viral Twitter thread, he explained why Musk, quote, shouldn't waste his time, end quote. Okay, that's a problem. On the platform, period. Okay, my opinion goes right here, and here's what I'm going to say about it. Elon Musk is one of, if not the richest known people on earth. And the former CEO of Reddit is saying he shouldn't waste his time. That's suspicious. Okay, let's keep going. So he goes on to say, Musk doesn't fully understand the challenges of enforcing free speech on the internet, Wong argued. Okay, I'm not gonna stop reading every time, but these are the bullet points. So my opinion on that is that understanding the challenges of enforcing free speech on the internet is something that we have developed. We do understand it, and we are moving into the era where we're going to be more responsible in the way that content is introduced either into cyberspace, because nothing is going away. Nobody's taking anything away from anybody. So we have to be more responsible about the way that the information does get into cyberspace and starts existing in cyberspace, because up until now, that shit's broke. That's my opinion. If you hear this, if you see this and you don't agree, let me know. Let me know, because I'm all about discourse. That's what I'm about. So we do understand the challenges of enforcing free speech, and now we think people like me, just a person that's not represented, that's why I'm here. I'm here because I am not exactly okay with everybody else dictating and excluding it's just like it's history repeating itself. 7 billion people or whatever of the known population on Earth is having to just kind of read or whatever articles by people quote unquote in positions of power, which we've seen that doesn't mean shit if it really comes down to somebody's agenda. I'm not about that. I don't care about that. What I'm seeing is that the future of humanity is reaching out to us. I'm receiving it. I hear it. So here we go. So furthermore, anyway, about that, we do understand the challenges, and there is a way to mitigate the amount of violence that's on the internet, and that is what I'm about. So let's keep going. Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is like whoever wrote this, I wish that they would be doing what I'm doing and explaining this, because people are going to read this and they might take it. I don't know the tone, and I don't know who wrote this, and I don't know their agenda, and I don't know anything about them. So I need them to just go ahead and start. We're going to the visual video age. Let's go. Former Reddit CEO Yashan Wang said Elon Musk is, quote, in for a world of pain, end quote. Again, they're saying that, they're reinforcing that, if he buys Twitter, arguing that the Tesla CEO doesn't fully understand the challenges of content moderation and enforcing free speech on the internet, period. Quote, Elon is not going to fix some problems, period. I am absolutely sure of this, period. He has no idea what he's in for, end quote. Wang said in a now viral Twitter thread. Okay. So, at the heart of the thread is Wang's belief that Musk won't actually be able to uphold the free speech ideals of the, quote, old internet, end quote. Actually, right there, in my opinion, there was no such thing as free speech on the old internet, because we don't exist as people. Oh wait, hold on. This is where I had to put my reputation on the line. There is no such thing as free speech on the old internet. I hope they know that. I know that. I'm not even in the space, and I know that. The old internet, Web 2, I guess is what they're referring to. It wasn't designed for us. It was designed like as a lubricant for commerce. So Web 2 is really good at transmitting information at lightning speed. But then here we went and got on it, and here we are now. Web 3, so I would say the future internet or blockchain or outer net, whatever they're going to call it, I respect it. Blockchain, I respect you. I believe in you. This is why I'm here. I'm here for you. The new internet is what's going to create free speech, because it's going to isolate bits of information. I can explain. If you have a question about that, I'll make another video, but let's focus. Okay. So here we go. Because of how today's internet operates, it's the same internet. The old, quote unquote, old internet and today's internet, it's the same. They haven't switched, as far as I know. Since the modern web has grown to the point where anyone can post anything at any time, platforms as large as Twitter are eventually forced into censorship, Wang argued. Censorship is inevitable on large social network platforms. Yeah, okay. If you run one of sufficient size, you will be forced to censor things. Okay. Who's saying this? Who wrote this article? He said, not by governments or even by users, but by the emergent dynamics of the social network itself. Okay. According to Wang, it's not politics that determine those dynamics, though that's what both sides of the aisle tend to believe. Instead, he said it's because ideas are innately powerful and dangerous. Okay, and large social media platforms have a responsibility to keep people from going totally out of control. Period. Well, okay, so my problem with that idea is that large social media platforms that have 48 million, which is I think Reddit, or like 1 billion, which is I think Facebook, or I think Twitter's up there too, like 900 million, 800 million active users. That, yeah, they shouldn't exist in that size. Nobody's going to take them away because they already do exist, and I think that there's a room for them. I'm not about taking away, but we're going to introduce a better way. This is what this person is saying that's not possible, like quote unquote not possible. Well, how come some simpleton from Texas has already figured out a way to do it, not only on Web 2.0, which is supposed to be impossible because we don't exist on Web 2.0. I forgot where I figured that out, when I found that out, but I figured out that people do not have rights. I don't have rights. I am just information on Web 2. That's all I am. You are the same way. That's why everything that tracks you, and that's how targeted advertising is legal on the web. So what we're delving into is out of my realm of care. I don't care about it because we're moving into like, I'm just trying to make sure that people understand that it's okay to be on the net and to just be yourself. You don't have to have the resources. All you have to do is post yourself, post your idea. Don't be mean. And if you are, the social contract will exist. And generally, mean people, and especially on here, won't, they're not gonna, if your ideas are good enough, I think people will feel you. But if your ideas are just not even good, and plus you're just rude or whatever, well then you're not. Nobody leaves. There's nobody taking anything away. But at least we'll put a face and like an identity to like exactly who it is that's saying the mean things. Because what if it's, you know what I mean? Like, what if, like, this whole time that somebody is saying something about, like, for instance, what if this article was written by an algorithm designed to write this and pretend that it works at some place called Business Insider, which I've seen a lot of their articles, and I don't agree with them, and they don't represent. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't agree with them, but we don't know exactly how to put our voice out there, and I'm trying to lead the way. So let's continue. Regardless of the exact reasoning behind, okay, regardless of the exact reasoning behind Wong's free speech debate, that's kind of suspicious too. His bottom line was that running social media network is hard, much harder than Musk may currently believe. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Maybe it was at that time because the idea hadn't been received yet, but not now. To illustrate this point, Wong went to say that Twitter co-founder and former CEO Jack Dorsey's extreme lifestyle is likely a result of the trauma and chronic stress that comes with such a position. And the worst part, the part that is going to hurt all of humanity, like this, nobody, why would you say that? Is that this will distract from his mission at SpaceX and Tesla, because it's not just going to suck up his time and attention. And in all caps, it will damage his psyche, he continued. Musk's response to the novella of a thread, as he called it, was that Twitter is way overdue for a long-form Twitter feature. Read the original article on Business Insider. No, thank you. All right, so here's what I'm taking from that mess that we just read. Here's what I'm taking from it. Reddit, Twitter, and Facebook, y'all, they were on. They definitely had an agenda the past couple of years, and they made a lot of people suffer. YouTube, Google, and one little part of Reddit, or maybe a subset of Reddit, provided relief to the population for an unknown reason. I don't know why I'm saying that. And I'm being honest, I don't talk about that kind of shit. They provided relief. They provided entertainment. YouTube had a lot of things for people to watch in the past couple of years. I don't know if anybody had a free time on their hand or not, but if you did, I don't know if anybody else did, but if you did, I'm pretty sure that you frequented YouTube at least once or twice. I used to be on it all the time. I love YouTube. Shout out to YouTube Premium. There were issues on all platforms, which this article is talking about censorship. And what this article is claiming is that you can't have a social media platform without censorship. Well, I argue that you can if you do it the right way. So my argument is that because blockchain and, Web 3.0 and, it's probably still a couple of, I don't know, I would say 2 years, like a solid 2 years from being part of mainstream culture. Like it starts coming on Motorola. I mean, whoa, Motorola. Damn, I'm old. Samsung and Apple phones, and on TVs. You know, the way that we access information. Currently, it's still on Web 2. It's still on the old media, which is the one where all the information ends up places that we don't even understand. So it's either in space, in the satellite, going further into space, or it's in cyberspace, which I believe that everything is in cyberspace because it's not an isolated format the way that we use the internet. When information goes in from one location and you're accessing another location, even, I'm not super versed in it. I'm just a simple person that likes art and sees the suffering that was created and sees that artists have so much value right now that it's creating legends, and there's going to be some of the best music, some of the best art will be created in the next couple of years. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just a hunch. It's just a hunch that I have. And so what they're saying is that censorship is impossible. Don't even waste your time, Elon Musk. Like, they're pretty much like discouraging the shit out of him. Why would the richest or second richest man listen to somebody else? I don't know. I don't think they would, and I hope he doesn't. I don't think he will. So there, man. So what I'm saying is that if somebody like me can figure out, okay, well, maybe if somebody has a video that they recorded, okay, and maybe it's important to society, maybe it is. Maybe it has a practical application to make humanity better, which is great. Well, the platform where he's talking about, which I'm not attacking it or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of violence on the internet, and I think that we can mitigate. And I'm just talking about America because I'm an American citizen. I'm not. Nobody's encroaching on anybody else's territory. There's no reason for that. Nobody's trying to eliminate anything in existence. There's no reason for that either. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that as an American citizen, I know how we operate. And the fact of the matter is that the current way to submit information onto the internet is it's anonymous. It's an anonymous format to input information. So you can just post a crazy video and not have to take any responsibility for it. But those don't have to go away. Nobody's trying to stop that. What I'm saying is that if you require the person that's submitting it to start their video themselves like this, I know some people are shy, and some people want to mitigate their own personal risk by not even participating like this in this format. I used to be like that, but I was forced, and I don't think that that's ever reverting. So here I am. If they required me, okay, I'm gonna just put me as an example. If I took a crazy ass video of a shopping cart that was flying in the sky, and I'm like, whoa, look at this, like the shopping cart, oh my god. As of now, I can just post that and then it's online. And now it's just there, right? But what I think is that if you're gonna post something like that, if you think it's that valuable, well, you had to submit it with a statement like this, like, hey, this is me, this is what I saw, and here's the video. And of course, there's ways to prove all that. The blockchain is going to make it better. It's going to make it easier, and also it's going to isolate that bit of information in time, instantly making it an NFT. So therefore, it will exist as a individual entity on a closed loop network, which is the blockchain, which helps cyberspace. Don't get me wrong, because cyberspace is suffering right now because people like you and I haven't been on it. It really does think that humanity is just, censorship and I guess you could say fact checking, and it just doesn't take us. It doesn't understand us, and that's why I'm here. I see that it's a message that I'm receiving. So why can't we do that? What's so bad about like having to put a face and an identity to the information that's being submitted? If it's so dangerous, if ideas, what they said, whatever this guy was on about, he said ideas and something like that. And I'm sorry if this is my personality coming out. It's just how I am. If ideas are so dangerous, then why not? I don't have to put you don't have to put an ID. You don't have to make a social credit system. You just have to make people be responsible for what they're saying the way that we are in real life. That's what's missing. That's what I'm saying. So if you watched my video and you heard what I said and you don't agree whatsoever, or maybe you do agree but you want to like expound upon one of the things that I was saying, like I said, no text, no text. Put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all for it. Like I will listen to everybody's angles, and that's how we grow. That's how we make ideas better. But if you keep doing what we're doing, that's how ideas keep just suffocating us. And they grow. Yeah, they grow and they do great. They don't have to leave or anything like that. I'm not about elimination. I'm about progress. But I want to be represented. And cyberspace needs us. If you see this and you feel what I'm saying, just be yourself, make a video. I understand it can be intimidating. I just don't care anymore. I don't know why. Something happened. But I'm like, you know what? It's pointless to think that there's something waiting at the end of the rainbow when you can clearly see that there is no such thing as a pot of gold at the end of what rainbow? Like what? Okay. The only thing I want to say is that big shout outs to some of the scientists, creators of technologies that were at the top of their field, that were, for whatever reason, I don't know, I don't even know if this did or didn't happen, whatever. But shout out to y'all. I understand how tough that was. I don't have much. I'm a simple person. I love my family. I love my friends. I love my ideas. I try to take care of the environment. I do. I try. There's a lot of research that needs to go into that as well. Care about animals a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand that it's complicated, but I think that we can do better. And I think that it's time for us to move from anonymous content, which creates, I guess you could say, it creates pollution. And the internet is polluted as fuck right now. It's polluted. It's trash. But we can fix that, and we need to. That's what I'm saying.